Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your mindset, your body from where you are right now to where it is that you want to be. Today's topic is going to be about making the right decisions, not necessarily the popular decisions. And what's inspired me today has been the COVID situation that we have going on here in Victoria. Longest lockdown of anywhere else in the world, harshest lockdown right now of anywhere else in the world. And we have the Prime Minister of Australia and the Treasurer of Australia putting pressure on our Premier here to open up the economy, open up the borders, get businesses a roadmap out of this mess, because it's economic disaster in Victoria and we make up a huge part of the Australian economy. And the Premier is refusing to give the detail. He says that it will come, but he refuses to give it right now. Now, in my mindset, the whole approach that the government is taking, the Victorian government, is wrong and they need to change it. But it's inspired the topic for today. But in his mind, let's take a look inside his mind for a moment. He knows that it's not a popular choice, but in his mind, he believes that this is the only way forward. He believes that if we open up now, the COVID is going to go crazy again. The public health system, private health system is not going to be able to cope with the amount of COVID cases. The number of deaths is going to go way more into the hundreds. And so he believes that this is the only way forward. Now, it's not a popular choice, but that's the path that he's stuck to, and he's unlikely to change it now. Now, there's a ticking time bomb, I suppose, here, because he's got about 14 days before he needs to, his powers run out to put us in a state of emergency and to continue to enforce the restrictions. So in other words, what that means is everybody can just open up again if they don't change something within 2 weeks. So they're negotiating with the other side of politics, and they say that they're talking to businesses and that kind of stuff as to how they'll then open up again, etc. Now we're still just under double figures, also under triple figures. We're down to 74 today, which is the lowest number of cases we've had in about 6 weeks or so. But the testing is also halved, so that tells you something. The problem is that people don't have the information that they need, and the economy has just been completely wrecked. So we have to have a roadmap out of this. I bet he doesn't want to provide it. He's just not providing the details yet. He says it's coming, but it's just not yet. So for me, I've had to make some decisions that haven't been popular as well. And whether it be business, whether they be personal ones, I've had to terminate people, which obviously hasn't been popular for the terminated person, but it's been necessary. It's really been necessary. I wanted to give you perhaps my suggestions as to how you manage these situations. I think this is where coaching becomes absolutely fundamental, because you're going to get to those points in your life where you have to make really, really big decisions. I'm talking about decisions that will determine which way your life is going to go. Are you going left? Are you going right? What's going on? And probably the greatest example of that would be a toxic relationship. Imagine if you got into such a toxic relationship that involved maybe drugs, violence, jail, all that kind of stuff, then clearly that is going to have a massive impact on whatever it is that you're going to be doing in your life. Business-wise, personally, it's going to have a dramatic impact, right? Now, that's kind of like turning left or right. You can go down that path, or you can go down another path. Now, in both cases, well, let me give you an example. So last over 12 months ago, with my partner at the time, I was really, really excited about this new opportunity that had come up. And that was to work with Olympic gold medalist Kerry Pothast. She had just agreed to write the foreword to my book. We were talking about doing some business together through, probably the best known nutrition company in the world, as in, not best known. I would say it soon will be, but one of the greatest nutrition companies in the world. And this, all I saw was this tremendous, tremendous opportunity. She didn't like it. She said she thinks it's a mistake, doesn't understand why I'm doing it. It's bad for my business. It's completely changing everything that I do. It's just not you. I don't like it. And no matter what I said to try and change her mindset, she didn't understand it. And I tried to listen and understand and see, well, what's your perspective on it? But everything just didn't resonate with me. It's like, I don't understand how you can't see that this is an absolutely amazing opportunity and would be great for both of us, not just for the business. So that was a tough decision that I needed to make, and I made the decision to go ahead with it because I saw nothing but opportunity there. Now, that decision then led on to other things, and ultimately we broke up for the fourth and final time, because each time that I went back, I thought, I can work hard at this. I can make this work. And when you've got so much love and so much passion for a person, and so much you just want with every fiber in your heart and soul, you want something to work. You just know, what, I'm going to do whatever it takes to do this. And each time that I went back because of those reasons, thinking, I'll make this work. I can look at things differently. I can be a better person, and maybe things will have changed. And in that process, I decided that I would go and get coaching, if you like. I saw a psychiatrist, a marriage expert, relationship expert, explained the situation to her, and she said to me, look, I can tell that you're explaining this in quite a loving way. You're obviously a very genuine and caring guy. But she said, obviously, I'm also only getting your side of it. But from what you're telling me, this is a toxic relationship that just won't work for you. And when you go to get some coaching or get some advice and you have this perception of what you're going to walk away with. So me walking into it, thought what I'm going to walk out of here is some strategies, perhaps that I can work with, and maybe talk to her about setting up a time for us both to come in, and maybe we can nut these things out and talk through our issues properly with somebody that doesn't have any emotional connection to the situation. And I'm like, oh, right. When she said to me, this is a toxic relationship and it just won't work, I was like, gee, I really wasn't expecting that. And I said, oh, well, what about, if this? And she said, no. She said, look, it might be okay for a while. She said, this is what I see happening. And, this happens and then that happens and then things will be good for a while. And then bang, it all comes back again and you're back where you are right now. And I said, well, yeah, that's pretty much what's happening at the moment. She said, yeah, well, that's why. I said, well, what if we came in together? And she said, it won't make any difference. Don't bother. I'm like, oh, gosh. So that was very confronting because through that, she's essentially telling me that I need to go home and break up. And I said to her, what are your tips on how I talk about this? Because obviously she knew I was coming and I wanted to be able to talk about it. So Wow, that was probably one of the hardest conversations I've had later that night, and we didn't break up then, but we subsequently did in the months to come. It's really sad because I'm such a loving person and I still very much love her, but stuff obviously happens in your life where you need to get to a point where, I don't know, you need to let the caterpillar go so that it can turn into a butterfly, even though they don't know that they need to be let go. And there was some very unfortunate things that surrounded our relationship with her ex, and family violence and all that kind of stuff that had an impact on her, and that then led over to the expectation from me, and that wasn't conducive to a good relationship in that way. So that was something that I had to do. The stuff about the relationship with growing other people and meeting other people, and that business opportunity that I had with the nutrition company, I ended up taking that opportunity. And now, I mean, it's easy with hindsight. I look back at that and I think, wow, would I have handled that conversation any differently? I don't know, because I just knew that there was so much opportunity in it. And since then, it's because of this company that I'm in the best shape of my life now. The supplements are one thing, but it's the conduit of the challenge that they run that has lit a fire within me to say, I'm going for this year. I'm going to, be a finalist in this year, the Isobody Challenge it's called. And I'm going to be a finalist this year. That's my goal. So I've got 80 days left before my final, if you like, after photos are taken, and to be in the running for it. And that's what I've been working for. Now, that wouldn't happen if I didn't make the decisions to join. And even though it was unpopular with my partner and it cost my relationship, well, it's part of the, throw it into the mix of all the other things that happen. But if I hadn't have made that decision, I wouldn't be standing here right now talking to you about it. I met these amazing people and doing some amazing things with them. I wouldn't have increased my income dramatically. I wouldn't have, reached out to some amazing people around the world as a result of the confidence I've got from what I'm doing. I wouldn't be inspiring as many people as I am inspiring because of what I'm doing, because of my age, because of my journey, and because of what I write about. And people say, wow, that's fantastic, good on you. That enables me to connect with more people as well. It's so multi-leveled, multi-layered, multi-directional, and all came about by a really, really unpopular decision. But a decision that has had an incredible impact on me personally, like my personal well-being, my health, my fitness, my self-confidence. It's had a massive impact on my income, and it's had a big impact on the relationships that I build with my kids and with my clients, all from a lot of pain. A decision that wasn't popular at all, but there was something burning within me that knew that this was really important. Now, the relationship one, obviously I ran that through a coach. The business / personal one that has brought me to where I am now, again, running that through a coach just to make sure that you are, is there something that I'm not seeing here? Because sometimes you can get so close to something that you can't see the other aspect of it, the other side. And so I did that as well. And it was pretty clear to me that, I'd made the right decision. It was the right thing to do for me. And now, over 12 months later, I would say absolutely, it's been the right decision for me for this particular time in my life. And I've never been happier, I've never been in better shape, I've never been in as good a position as I am right now. And that feels really special. And this is going through an absolute horrible crisis here of COVID. And I'm still able to perform at a high level. I'm still able to achieve all these things and inspire people and get people results, even though we're going through this. And who knows how much longer it's going to go for. So sometimes making the right decision is going to be the hard decision. And it's not going to be popular, but you need to make it. So if you have found this useful and you'd like to connect with me more deeply, then go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, scroll to the bottom, click on the link. You can opt in for a free consultation with me. I'd love to connect with you so that we can see how we can use our like-minded minds to do something together. So take care, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow.